So that's what you could all do to begin with. Just lift it up, wait, and lay it down. And ideally, when you lay it down, it's going to lay down in a straight line. And also, another thing, ideally, is that when you do throw it out, the line is going to straighten out about at the top of the mailbox. It's not going to straighten out on the ground. So this is example. So here, it's straightened out by hitting the ground first and then rolling. But really, you want it to go here and then drop. You see the difference in those two casts? So you really want it, if you're not getting it to drop like that, where it stops at the top of that mailbox, and you're getting it to go like this, what's happening is your stroke is too long. So everything you do with your hand and the rod and the speed, all that is your stroke. So if you have it and you go like this, and you see your line hitting the ground all the time, your stroke is too big, okay? So another thing is, watch the tip of the rod and watch a line. So in this case, I'm making the stroke that is a big rainbow, okay? The tip of the rod is going in a big rainbow. That can be good if you're fishing with a strike indicator and a sinker and 2 or 3 flies, because a large loop tends to not tangle as much. And usually when you're doing that, you're fishing with less line. So like when we're fishing on the lower sack from a drift boat, we usually only have about 20 foot of line, so something like this. And in that case, a large loop is good because you have all this stuff, it takes you forever to tie on those lines, and you don't want it to tangle, so you want a big, fat, wide loop. So this is an example of a wide loop with a wide stroke, the rainbow cast. This is an example of a tight loop with more of a straight line path of the rod tip, and that's something that was in the videos. So this is a tight loop. You see how the top of the loop and the bottom of the loop are closer together? So we consider that a tight loop, and the thing about that type of loop, it's more aerodynamic. And also the stroke is shorter. The tip of the rod is really moving in a straight line. If I lengthen that stroke, you see how that changes the loop? So the loop is a wide loop now. So if you see your stroke and it looks wide like that, you're doing too big of a stroke and too big of an arc. So arc is just like the angle. So from here to here is the arc, put simply. So if I tell you to shorten your arc, you really want to go from here to here. And so there's a couple other concepts that were in those videos too, is that your cast should not be the same speed. It should be slow to fast. So you should finish fast, slow, fast, slow, fast. And so let me show you what difference it makes. So when I use a constant speed stroke with a big loop, this is what it looks like. So that's a constant speed stroke with a big loop. And that kind of loop, you see how it pushes so much air? It's like this, pushing all that air. So if I start, I drop the tip, I pull the slack in, I bring it up quickly, and stop, have a shorter arc. See how that loop is tighter? That doesn't push as much air as when it's like this. So this is pushing a lot of air, this is pushing less air. So you're going to want to go slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast. So finish fast. You watch how slow. And then finish fast. So
it's fast going backwards and fast going forward.
Slow, fast,
slow, fast going backwards, and then slow, fast going forwards.
Okay. So yeah, that's correct, but it is slow, fast. So here, when we practice, I want you to all at least try to practice with about 20 to 30 feet of fly line. Okay, because when you try to cast with less than 20 feet of fly line, it's really hard. But you can, but you're going to have such a short stroke. So another concept that may have not have been in those videos is short cast, short stroke, long cast, long stroke. And another person also described it as flicking paint on a paintbrush. So it's kind of like you dip the paintbrush into a bucket of paint and you hold it up, and if you go really fast like that, from the beginning, the paint will just blob right on the floor. But if you dip it in the paintbrush and you go slow, fast, the paint will stay on the brush and it'll go all over that person you're trying to get all dirty. So just remember, just dip it in there, slow, fast, slow, fast. So remember, flick the paintbrush, So start slow, go fast. Okay, so anytime you have less than 20 feet or 30 feet, you're probably going to want to do this and just take your rod and let the line slide. So this O is important to remember. So I can let the line slide this way, and then if I want to stop it, I go like that. Okay? So you're going to be doing this with your line hand. So that's kind of an important thing to remember, but it makes it a lot easier to do a lot of this. So here I got about 30 feet there. I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to go forward. So again, that was slow, fast, but see how that straightened out pretty nicely? I'm going to pick that up.
Otherwise, that was mine.
Slow, fast, slow, fast. And with a smaller arc.
Here, I'll put it over here.
And then I'm going to try to go a little further, so I was letting the line slide through. So this is aerial feeding line in the air. It's something that you may take a while to do, but it's okay. But you can end up casting quite a bit of line if you do this other thing that's called double hauling. Double hauling is really an intermediate or advanced technique, but some of you may get it. Some people can learn it in a couple hours, so I'll try to get you to do this. But once you learn how to do this, it's much more efficient and it's easier to fish, especially if you're going to fish all day long. So again, I'm going to drop the tip, I'm going to pull in the slack. This is the good starting position. I'm going to spread my legs to get comfortable. I'm going to look at my target, I'm going to look behind me, I'm going to lift it up. Slow, fast, slow, fast. Slow, fast, slow, fast. So the idea is to kind of stop high. It's almost like you're trying to hit the tip of your fly rod with a line by keeping it up there high. And if I drop it, you'll see what happens to the loop. So this pushes too much air. This is kind of nice. It's a tight loop. And this, so what are some of the beginner things that you guys are going to do? So one of the beginner things that you're going to do that's not always a good thing is you're going to break your wrist. So people are going to talk, and a lot of people tell you 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. So here's a 10 to 2 cast. And then some people don't really realize what 10 o'clock is, and they'll break their wrist and they'll end up like this. So bending your wrist right here is how you end up with a 9 o'clock cast. So try, and in the beginning, try to keep your wrist a little stiffer. So you'll go like this. So just keep that tip pointed high, keep your thumb pointed high. If you remember that, that's fine. Also, another thing is, sometimes if you're not as strong, you can't cast with your arm out like this. I mean, you could cast both ways. You can cast with your arm out like this, but if you fish for a long time or with big rods, it's very tiring. So another thing I want to show you, and these are all things you could try, is to try to cast with your elbow tucked in and by using your torso. So I'm going to cast the same way with my arm. Okay, so really my torso's not moving very much. This is kind of my natural style of casting. That's just kind of how I cast. And I've been doing it for so long, it's like no big deal. But there's another way to cast too. So like sometimes my shoulder gets tired, my arm gets tired, I'll cast like this. So instead of using my arm, I'll use my torso. And you always got to watch where your line is. I'll use my torso, I'll cast like this. So this way, I'm not really using my arm at all, but I'm really still controlling the rod tip and the path of the rod and the speed of the rod. And I'm going down, up, and I'm waiting for the line to straighten out. And I'm watching that loop, and that loop's telling me that it's pretty tight. And so that's a good thing. If I was doing it and the loop's like this, you know, that's telling me my arc's too big, or that's telling me that I'm not really going slow fast. So slow fast, slow fast, slow fast. So, and you get this rhythm. And so I do like to put my right foot back so that I can see better. And a lot of times I'm fishing from a boat, so I actually fish on that side. So, you know, the wind and the current down in the delta, it doesn't always let you fish on this side. So I'm standing in the front of the boat, and the rocks are over here where the fish are. Sometimes you got to cast it on that side. So I think personally that it is good practice to cast sidearm, because when you cast sidearm, you could see your front cast and you could see your back cast easier. And so one of the things that you practice when you're casting is try to get the line to go 180 degrees from the target. So just look at the grass line and the gravel right here, okay? So that's 180 degrees, that's a straight line. So what I'm trying to do is try to get it to land on the straight line and land on the straight line. So if I go like this, it's a little underpowered. I didn't do it hard enough. If I go like this, it's overpowered. I did it too hard. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Okay. So anyway, when you're practicing out there, try to practice overhead and try to practice sidearm and go like this and go like this. And try to get it to land straight. So even I can't do it all the time, but you know, that's a little bit better. So that's something that you guys could all practice when you're practicing on the grass. And another thing is, once you get the pick up and lay down in the forward and backward directions, you can start doing an aerial false casting. So you're just gonna go like this. And this is very comfortable. I'm just shifting my weight from the left foot to the right foot. So that's another way to get power. And then I'm also using my torso. And I'm really not using my arm at all. So, you know, you could cast like this all day long and not be very tired. So, you could cast, okay? So, that's kind of another thing to practice, sidearm casting 180 degrees from the target. Another thing you can practice is get about 30 feet of line out, and then we're going to start our false casting in the air, and then we're going to try to get rid of all this line at our feet. So this is the way you first learn to double haul. So this is called shooting line. So what you do is you go like this, and see, you can hear the line going through the stripping guide. So we're going to start that again. So we're going to start that again. We're going to go like that again. And you're not really double hauling. You're just pulling it at the last minute. So the stroke is like this: slow, fast. So at the time when the stroke goes fast, that's when you pull. So let me try to do that again. I'll do it slow, fast. Okay? And it shot out. And all the line that was at my feet disappeared. So when you're practicing this on the grass, you pull the line in, and then, you know, start with about 30 to 40 feet of line out. So get that false cast going. You're going to have to practice slow, fast. And the line goes out. Do it again. Slow, fast. And the line goes out. The reason that's important is because when you double haul, you're actually doing both of those things at the same time. And the only way to know if you're doing it right is that line will make noise going through the stripping guide, and more line will feed out the tip of the rod. So that's how you tell if you're doing it right. So that was good. It came out of there. So that was bad because it was too soon. So nothing really happened. So I think that's really all you're going to cover today.